Good evening, Assalamu alaikum. First and foremost, I'm honored to be here today. I represent Voice of the Cape radio station, and I think it's only but fair for each and everybody that is standing here today to give yourselves a round of applause, please. Julle kan ons hartelijk klap en julle kom in die Kaap. You know, the reason for that is you've started fishing since last night, a minute after 12. You had to end today, be in at 6, tired, family members having to arrange breakfasts and so on, lunches and you name it. So at the end of the day, your round of applause goes to each and everyone that participated, knowingly or unknowingly. My job for today is only but to read out the sponsors. So at the end of it, I will say I'm done, and then we will give a big round of applause to all of them. Seagull Engines, Ronde Flay Packaging, Arniston Etna Self-Catering Accommodations, Tyrone's Automation, Darman & Sons, The Venue, Arniston Seaside Cottages, Adrenaline Fishing, Coral Wetsuits, Autowiz, Tucker's Tackle Rapala Shimano, Young Men or Young Man, Roofing and Sheet Metal Works, Security SA, B Square, Rock Surf and Deep, Naidu Transport, Irshad Bait and Tackle, Fishing Republic, Stainless Steel Custom Works, Fastron, Head Office Unisex Salon, Peacock Bait and Tackle, TRM SA, which stands for Turbo Repair Masters. Okay, so that is extra, no? I wasn't going to charge you for this, but I'm going to charge you for this now. An announcement has been made officially. The competition is closed, ladies and gentlemen. It is closed. To continue on the sponsors, ES Projects and Developments, TD Tackle and Bait, From Sea to Sea, 360 Degree Sports, Mag Addiction. We also like to thank the organizers of this event, which is Millennium Angling Club, as well as Voice of the Cape. Ladies and gentlemen, those are all the sponsors. It is on the brochures. You can speak to any of the Millennium members with regards to a specific sponsor if you wish to contact them. Thank you very much to each and everyone that contributed. A round of applause to them.
Which has brought about all the magnitude of people. As you can see, the crowd is huge. We have successfully sold almost 400 tickets to people. Alhamdulillah. The membership has grown already, and we welcome other people as well. Fishermen, anglers. We prefer to actually have people in a club environment simply because we promote fishing in numbers, and when you're in a club environment, it makes more sense for people to contact one another, that is close to one another, to go and fish, because right now our beaches, you know, you hear all sorts of reports of beaches where people get robbed and you know, things get stolen. So we actually promote fishing in numbers, and we also promote people joining a club. Doesn't necessarily have to be our club, but as you can see here, the success of our venture this year has attracted 400, close to 400 people, and alhamdulillah, we can safely say that it was a great success.
We actually left for Arniston, I must say, around probably 9-10 o'clock. And yeah, so we only got to Arniston.
Myself and Shafiek and Nasa, and then we were all waiting, and they said, no,
we took it very easy. We just said we're going to enjoy, we're going to do a social, it's going to be social more than fishing. So that's why we took our time to get there.
Yeah.
But now, if you say it was more social than, you know, fishing, and then you started out throwing your line, give us your setup. What kind of reel, rod, hook size, bait? Wat did you gebruik?
Nou, as give all my secrets away.
En wat het jy gebatcha? Wat het jy gebatcha?
A groot bismillah. As always.
Take us through.
Firstly, I always start with the Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. But according, as far as setup goes, I use a SS60. I used a BG40. My setup as line is regarding line, it was a 13 kg main line, and I used a tapered leader from about, I think it was a 0.5 to a 0.9. And yeah, the bait I used was armadillo. So I don't know, what more do you want to know about as far as rigging and baiting? So that's the bait of choice that I chose on the day. Normally we use crab as a bait as well, but I used armadillo.
What happens if you fall asleep on the beach?
Oh, you fell asleep?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did actually fall asleep on the beach, to be honest. There was a couple of guys fishing on the spot that I wanted to fish on. The water, to be honest, wasn't looking 100% when we did come there, and when we arrived. But there was a couple of guys fishing. From previous,
how difficult was it to find a spot there that day?
Yo, there was a lot of guys. There was a lot of guys. But you know, you say you're not gonna. The spot doesn't look right, but you know, at the back of your mind, yo, it's starting to look very nice. So that was our play on the day. But like I said, we didn't come there to catch fish.
I think your compadre, your partner in crime he was all over the show. He was like a
No, he was. Yo, I think when he landed his fish, that already made our weekend, because we were going on wild because he landed his fish And
Also muscle crack.
also a muscle cracker. His was about a 5 kilo. And we were still celebrating him catching his fish. And then I think 2 minutes after that, my rod just went flat. And yeah, and so they say the rest is history.
How was the fight?
Sure.
And did you know that you had a muscle cracker on?
No. To be honest, I thought it was a big steam rust. To be honest, the way that thing picked me up, I just thought it's a big steam rust. Because I did, as I was telling Noor, about a year ago, I lost a big fish on that same spot. So I thought it was a big steam rust. So yeah, but 2 minutes into the fight, I could feel it wasn't a steam rust because of the definite head shakes. Not synonymous with a couple Joe, but with a muscle cracker. Because I think last year I caught 11.5 kilo muscle cracker also last year. So it was similar, as in fight-wise. Yeah.
Okay.
But you can't say until you physically see the fish. And then it's a different story.
And then you saw it in front of you, and what went through your mind?
I
First
just
prize.
told Zach, look at that damn thing. Because the thing is, I was trying to, at the last end, we were trying, because Zach told me, I can't see the fish. So I told him, I'm trying to pull this thing up so we can at least see what it is. But after, because that was, I think it was push tide, and but 5 minutes after that, we could actually, after lots of tension and pressure on the fish, it started to come up, and then we saw the fish, and he shouted muscle cracker, and then the nerves went for another level.
Okay, Riyaad is the KOA 2019 winner. Noor, pictures of this actual muscle cracker is on the website of...
That's correct, yes,
Okay.
on our Facebook page.
And people can actually see the size of this monster.
There we go.
Okay. And Riyaad is actually the star of the show this evening as well, was
Really?
here. 2694 wants to know on which spot were you actually fishing, as well as what hook did you use and size.
So firstly, the spot we were fishing it's called Bayer's Nest, or Platbank. The hook I used was a mustard woodland fibre. What, anything else?
Is it? Okay, 0489 wants to know, you did mention the tackle and the bait.
Yeah.
And with Wazir and AJ and Noor, your knowledge with regards to fishing, the tackle that Riyaad used and the bait, of course, was the armadillo. Obviously, then you know, of course, this fisherman is going for the muscle cracker. Would you say that he was lucky to land that size fish on that tackle, or was it adequate?
Definitely with what he was laying with the fiver hook, I don't think he was necessarily laying for that muscle cracker, but the bait he was using, he was hoping that the muscle cracker would pick him up. The super slim that he's using, that rod can probably pull a bus out of the sand in Arniston.
Okay.
And the BG40 that is used as well is completely adequate for the job that he did.
So then I said I did go for muscle.
Now, AJ was doing quite a bit of photography work, and the drone was up there and taking some footage and so on. So I think on behalf of Millennium, thanks for that, AJ. Really, really well put together. When you sent the first picture of that muscle cracker, what went through your mind?
I walked. I was standing at the campsite, and I think we were warming some food, or we just had supper or late lunch, and I walked around, and they just dropped the fish in the bin over there, and it was laying there, and I'm like, my jaw just dropped to the ground. Like, gee whiz, we were throwing even the kitchen sink into the water all day, and not a single bite, and this monster of a fish is laying in the pot.
When you come to the spot, you take a nap. And you wake up and you go fish. That was the thing. You weren't messing with property watering holes.
And the other thing is that AJ just mentioned us, we threw even the kitchen sink. He almost threw himself into the water at one time. But yeah, it was fantastic, and well done to you.
Shukran.
Was that the biggest you've ever caught?
That's the biggest muscle cracker I've caught thus far.
What other species was big for you in size?
I've caught a 16 kilogram steenbras. That was the biggest steenbras I've caught.
Which area was that?
That was actually on Strandfontein at next to the NSRI.
Okay.
Can't remember the name.
Cannery.
That's where I caught it. Yeah.
Okay. Would you go to Arniston and target that same muscle crack again?
Yeah, I'm going next week.
We gave him a motorized, he won actually a motorized bicycle, proudly sponsored from Seagull Engines in Shafiek. Beautiful bike. I don't think the sponsors that he's on board, they were the, Shafiek was there, the guys from Portomino were there, so it was like massive, and they saw the magnitude of this competition on Saturday at the weigh. I mean, their jaws, like AJ did, his jaws dropped to the ground. But it's just the number of people that was there on the day was huge.
It was, because we had to ask AJ to take footage from the sky with a drone, which means that a normal camera couldn't have taken the photos that. No, definitely not. Okay, so let us get a rundown from where Millennium Angling Club is concerned from start to finish. Noor, over to you.
That's not an easy task, eh? But then again, it all comes down to hard workmanship, everybody working together, committee working together, people standing with us, our sponsors playing a great role, especially Sharif Hussain sponsoring us our first prize from Seagull Engines, and Riyaad is the happy winner of that thing. Congrats to him as well. The studio.
I rode the bike, by the way.
How long did it take you back from Arniston?
Well, the bike, about 4 hours, man.
But definitely an event that has been on the books. We've got some very lot of positive feedback as well from the municipalities as well, from Arniston, that want to take it further, a step further. We're probably going to go on to the, what do you call it, tourism pages, tourism board now as well. Arniston want to make it an annual event. So we in the talking with him now with that thing as well. But definitely next year, 2020, let's see what's happening.
I think AJ can vouch for this. Is when we pulled up within the campsite and we went through the boom gate, AJ, it was like a curtain opening. The more the curtain opened, the more you just saw, and it was posters, and it was banners up, and it was flags, and people, and 4x4s and everything, and it was actually a great sight.
What stood out for me was, even though most of the members, they were out fishing, no? But you had the support team that was there on the campsite. They were making sure that everything is ready for when everybody starts arriving.
I'll let you ask it, AJ.
But that was like most of the traveling visas that stayed at the campsite.
Yes.
And they welcomed us when we came there. The banners were up, the weighing area was ready besides the mats being laid. But everything was really professional. It was
well organized.
Very, very well organized, absolutely.
Okay, talking about the weigh-in area and Noor, you also mentioned the fact that the bride team was there and so on. I think I want to just send a thumbs up to Marwan. Hy klong het hard gewerk. Hy 3 blikkies boeties.
Did you get your bride?
No, I didn't. I just didn't get his.
So we owe you guys.
Yes, you do. But yeah, thumbs up to Marwan. He really needed. He wanted to show his wife that he can open the baked beans there. And it took him half an hour to open up 3 tins of baked beans. Well done to him. The weigh-in area, yes, I went in there. There were 3 ladies sitting there, and they all of a sudden they knew who we were. You from Voice of the Cape, and so thumbs up to the ladies for being involved as well and showing the support to their husbands and whomever they did support there. Talking about the weigh-in area, you guys had to take over a complete campsite there.
Yeah, that's what we do it every year.
Okay.
That is basically, should you come and book those areas, it's actually reserved to Millennium already, provisionally, because of the magnitude of people that come there every year. And you'll actually find the inspectors there amongst us as well.
Yeah.
They actually monitor us checking permits.
And then besides the inspectors, locals joining the competition again.
Definitely. Okay, this year it was the locals didn't catch anything. The favorite locals, they didn't pitch this year, although they purchased the tickets. But the second place
Was a local.
Yes,
Yeah,
he
was
is
a
local
local
from
guy.
Arniston.
I must say,
And
with
very
that,
happy with his
it was,
training.
with that second place, there was, I was standing on the sideline, and the anticipation when they
close, eh?
when
He
they
was
were
very close.
weighing,
It was very close.
it was a cob, a Balman, and I think
Steenbras,
Steenbras,
that's
right?
correct, yes.
And
And
that
it does.
last, when that last fish came to the scale, like
Like,
all the
shoo.
Millennium guys were, they were on the nerves, and they were waiting for that fish's weight to come in. It was amazing.
Okay, there were 3. Waar is die vis? Wat het jy gemaak met die vis?
Oh, and my baby slaap in my freezer. Nah, I'm probably gonna defrost it tomorrow, and I'm gonna invite some family over for some nice fish.
Okay, that includes
possibly.
us in studio.
Inshallah, you know.
Okay, and then 0489, this one wasn't actually for you, this one is
Wasn't
for Wazir.
Wazir,
Wazir, someone wants to know if you caught a cold or if you know that they caught a cold.
They caught the cold, yes. I know for sure they caught the cold.
Yeah, everybody didn't catch because of different conditions and you know, the areas that they were at. But a lot of the guys, they stuck to their specific spots because that is their favorite spots, just as you've mentioned.
Yeah,
So-
but also reading the conditions is it's something else. You might as well stick to one spot, but then sometimes that spot doesn't, the conditions isn't right for that spot, so you should move.
Okay, Turida once again 4788 says, ask the KOA champ approximately what distance did he throw for that
that's the second
cracker,
question. Is it?
yes,
My normal casting distance.
which is
The full 25 meters.
Yo,
Behind you.
probably 60, 65, 70 meters max. I didn't throw very far.
was there wind at the time that you actually started fishing?
See, the rain did come through a bit, but then it also subsided, and I think that caused most of the guys to leave that spot. But there was a bit of wind, to be honest. Yeah, but that's what you're looking for. I don't like fishing in dead calm weather.
And
I
what
like a bit of wind.
what wind was it?
Yo, that's a good question. I think it was.
I think it was the east wind blowing.
East, more southeast.
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 East of this.
East, southeast.
Okay, one of our avid lady fishermen says, "Salams to all in studio, salama to the winner. Well done. We had red tide. Was it red tide there? Anybody knows? Was it a red tide there?
Well, we saw no crayfish coming out.
Even though we threw crayfish.
Yeah, no. Some of us did throw crayfish.
There was